Okay, picture this for a second. You're in a dark room. The only light is the faint, shifting glow of a trading monitor illuminating your silhouette. Outside, rain is trickling down a window overlooking a blurry city night, and the candles on your screen are just flickering, flashing from green to red. Well, welcome to our explainer on The Mirror of the Market. It's this absolutely incredible trading psychology documentary, and what it captures so perfectly is that your true battle, it isn't actually against market breakouts. The defining struggle, the one that literally decides if your account survives or blows up, is entirely internal.
You are not fighting the market. You are fighting yourself. We spend hours, literally hours, agonizing over chart patterns, treating the market like it's some sort of opponent we have to beat. But the reality is, every single chart is just a mirror. It's reflecting your own reactions back at you. The real war is fought in that tiny split-second silence between a sudden shift in price and your very next heartbeat.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the pre-trade ritual. This is fundamentally the phase of survival. So Step 1, it actually has nothing to do with looking at the charts. It's about looking inward to check your emotions. Ask yourself, are you chasing yesterday's loss? Step 2 is where you define the session's market structure and those key levels. And Step 3, establish absolute clarity. You need a documented, verifiable edge. If your internal answer going into this isn't a sense of calm patience, you honestly just need to close the laptop. The market is absolutely going to be there tomorrow, but if you force it, your capital might not be.
Moving right along to Section 2, Risk and Execution. This is where we shift to cold, calculated execution. 1%, or whatever your specific predetermined risk metric happens to be. You have to calculate this cold math equation before you ever enter the trade. This percentage is not a goal to hit. It's the absolute maximum financial loss you can absorb without suffering emotional damage. It's what allows you to wake up tomorrow completely clear-headed and ready to execute all over again.
And that brings us to the stop loss, which gets placed immediately, no exceptions. This is the exact line in the sand where your trading thesis simply dies. A professional actually embraces being wrong small, right? They just accept the stop loss as a routine cost of doing business. But an amateur lets their ego take the wheel, they refuse to admit they're wrong, and because of that, they eventually become wrong big.
Think about how we handle fear. An amateur ignores their fear until it boils over into absolute, uncontrollable panic. But a professional? They know fear isn't actually the enemy. They listen to it. They use it to maybe adjust their position sizing or tighten up their stops. They turn that raw emotion into calculated caution. Basically, they manage the fear rather than ever letting the fear manage them.
Now, once you're actually in the trade, intense restraint has to take over. First, you've got to resist FOMO. Overtrading is basically just a tax you pay for being impatient. Second, manage the greed. When those numbers flash green, your exits must remain entirely predetermined, not emotional. You just accept the market's gift, you don't ask for more, and you lock in the profit. Doing nothing is often the hardest trade of all.
Okay, the trade is done. Let's look at Section 3, the forensic review, the quiet aftermath. Listen, the trade is not over just because you clicked close position. No way. It is only really over when you extract the lesson. A true professional returns straight back to their baseline immediately. There's no popping champagne for a win, no slamming fists on the desk for a loss. The trade is simply observed and categorized before the next checklist even begins. And we extract that lesson through a trading journal. But let's be clear, this isn't some dear diary of your feelings. It's a hardcore forensic report of your decision-making mind. It literally forces you to confront the red ink circling those exact same repeated mistakes, moving your stops, or entering without a proper setup. You quickly realize that your own failure to follow your rules is what's actually hurting you. You really need a strict timeline for this review. Daily, grab a screenshot and document your exact emotional state from entry all the way to exit. Weekly, do a Sunday audit and prioritize process over your P&L. Ask yourself, did I actually follow my plan? And monthly, compound all those insights to slowly, steadily close the gap between your flawed human actions and your perfect trading system.
Almost done here. Section 4, Surviving to Grow. We are talking about long-term consistency now.
Consistency is the absence of self-sabotage. I absolutely love that. The trader who survives the longest isn't the flashy one who never loses. It's the quiet, resilient one who simply never deviates from their process. Patience is an edge that no algorithm or technical indicator can ever provide you. Over a long enough timeline, the market always rewards process. Surviving really just means getting out of your own way.
And that wraps up our explainer on the mirror of the market. Ultimately, the goal isn't to win every single trade, it's to survive long enough to actually grow. Discipline, patience, and self-control, those are the edges that absolutely nobody can take away from you. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to win the real trade with yourself before the market even opens?